Hi, my name is Alexander Shapiro, and welcome to another edition of CMS Forex News. Today is Wednesday, April 30th, 2008. Last evening, Japan revealed that household spending and industrial production faltered in March. Spending was down 1.6%, while production declined 3.1%, the largest monthly decrease in nearly 5 years. The Japanese economy is being pressured by weaker demand from the U.S. and now weaker spending domestically. The housing market in the UK continues to struggle. Prices fell 1.1% from March to April and were down 1% compared to last year. It's the first time since 1996 that the annual rate posted a decline. Mortgage approvals have dropped to record lows, and the housing sector is looking for further rate cuts from the Bank of England. GfK consumer confidence in the UK fell to negative 24, the lowest level since 1992. Despite falling after the news, the pound recovered in New York trading. The pound-yen pair, for instance, rallied 250 pips after hitting a low near 203.75, reversing most of yesterday's losses. The pound also managed to pair some of yesterday's steep losses versus the US dollar as it climbed 200 pips in New York trading. Pound-dollar trading has been choppy the last 2 weeks. During this time, the greenback managed to gain due to speculations of the Fed pause. The euro rose against the yen as a strong open to US stocks helped bring risk appetite back into the markets after yesterday's bouts of risk aversion. Carry trade sentiments helped the euro overcome some weaker data in this pair. In Europe, a flash estimate of CPI showed the annual pace decreasing to 3.3% from March's 3.6% rate. This is a welcome sign for the ECB, as it has made clear that price stability is its chief concern when discussing monetary policy. In another release from the Eurozone, the economic sentiment indicator, which combines several confidence surveys, decreased to 97.1. Whereas consumer confidence stayed steady, confidence in services, manufacturing, retail sales, and construction all declined. A second release, the business climate indicator, fell to a measure of 0.44 from 0.79. The U.S. economy grew by 0.6% in the first quarter, which was higher than economists' expectations. However, the report revealed weaker consumer spending, continuing decline in the housing market, and reduced business spending. The ADP employment report showed that 10,000 jobs were added to the economy in April. Although this beat expectations of more job losses, it does not suggest recovery. This can simply be a pause in employers' decisions to hire or cut because they need to reassess the future prospects of the U.S. economy. The Canadian economy contracted 0.2% in February compared to January. The results surprised on the downside as sales of vehicles and building supplies weakened. Manufacturing weakness was also a major contributor to the decline. In a second release, producer prices in Canada were up 1.7%, with raw materials surging 6.6%. Much like other central banks of developed nations, the Bank of Canada is now facing the challenge of dealing with reflation, a combination of recessionary and inflationary risks. The loonie gained on the greenback following the news as the inflation data overwhelmed the GDP report. However, the pair found support near 1.0040 and reversed the entire 60-pip move that followed the Canadian releases. Finally, at 2:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, the Federal Open Markets Committee finished its two-day discussion and voted to cut rates by 25 basis points to 2%. The committee signaled that it may stay on the sidelines and let its previous rate cuts work their way into the economy. Also, the Fed strengthened their language regarding inflation. The euro-dollar has been trading in tight ranges ahead of today's FOMC announcement. Following the rate cut, the pair initially fell to 1.5540, then recovered to test 1.56. The dollar was lower against its other rivals in the 30 minutes following the release. Tonight and tomorrow, we get data on manufacturing from Australia, the UK, and the US. The US will also post weekly jobless claims and figures on personal incomes and spending. That wraps up this busy day of fundamentals. Join us again tomorrow right here at cmsfx.com.